Hi everyone, it's Maggie, and I am here with a project that I just finished last night, and it's my latest doily book, and it's using fairy images, and they're one of my favorite images to work with, and I was trying to go a little different here from my usual, and so let me show you the highlights anyways. First I'll say I used embroidered trims for the bottom on each image page, and then on the opposite page I used a trim. So you'll see as I show you. And then also I used like this tulle trim all around, and between tulle and laces I went all around the doilies, which I don't usually do. I did use a seam binding though to tie it together, and then I have this piece here that's a dangle, because I always dangle something, and I love this piece. I've been hoarding it, but I figured I would use it. So this is the cover, and this image here is a woodland fairy, and her fairy wings were made of branches. And so what I did was, on a live last Friday night or the Friday before with Laurel, I cut out a tree, one of the Tim Holtz tree dies, and this is paper. It's actually just paper, and I used the distress inks, and then I used that wood glue over it, and so that makes it a little sturdier. And I cut it up, and I used it as her wings, and then I added the other two pieces underneath these spider flowers that I make. I'm calling them spider flowers. And then I went around the image with the flower trim, and then I finished off going around the tulle with that same flower trim, and I just added the three of the spider flowers. With these two have the oh my gosh, it's so late now. My mind is just like drawing blanks. But you know, my clay flowers. I can't believe I couldn't think of clay flower. But I'm not doing this video again. This is my third time trying to get this done. And then there's a piece of tatting under here and under here. And then this is a beautiful applique. I just love this. And I added another spider flower with a rhinestone in the middle. So that's the cover. And then I'm going to flip it around and show you the back. And then this is what I mean. On the back, I used lace. And so this is the lace I used. And I used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 doilies and this large rhinestone piece. And then that's all I did to the back. I hardly ever do anything, you know, bulky on the back. And then you open up the first page, and I didn't do a flower page. I kind of did. I wanted to try to call it a collage, and I don't know. We'll see in the comments what anybody thinks. But there's another. I used 2 or 3 doilies on each page, as I always do. I used this polka dot trim to go around, and then to finish it off, I used this trim here, and then I added another doily, and I added pieces of doily, my little connector flowers. Here's a Prima fairy, one of their resin pieces from years ago, and I used that rose gold wax over it. And then here's another like little doily flower. And then here is the trim, like I said, on the opposite side of the embroidered. And then I added a pearl to the middle of each one of these pieces. And then here's a couple of little flowers here. And then here's the next image. And I love this image too. And I hope I'm in frame. I can't see because the stand that my camera's on is blocking it, but I'm hoping I'm in frame. And when I printed out these images, I printed them out on a fabric that I don't know if you'll be able to see. See the gold? Can you see the gold in there? The fabric was almost like it had glitter on it. It was a glittered fabric, but no glitter comes off. And so I thought that would be kind of cool to print the images on. So this is one of the fairies that I just love. I love the colors in it. I love her face, everything. So anyways, there's more doilies underneath. I went around her with this satin and lace in beige, and then I finished it off with this trim. Here's a piece of lace here that I cut off, and then I added a rhinestone and pearl-like piece there. Here's the embroidered tulle skirt. And then this is one of the pieces, you know, the cluster things I've been making. If you've been watching any of Laurel's lives, I've been making these clusters. All three are actually clusters. And they just went so well with the colors that I used those. And I like how this page turned out. This is going to keep moving. Okay, and then the next two pages are both images. And see, on this side, here is the trim that I talked about. I used more spider flowers. I made this flower piece with the rhinestone in the middle. And I used another piece of that tatting to hang down. Hopefully you can see that. Here's another spider flower. And here's a doily underneath the image. And I used this trim to go around the image, and then to offset this trim that I went all around the doily. And then here's the next one, and she's actually my favorite, I think. And here's the embroidered trim that I used for her. And then here's a gold applique, because it just went so well with the image. And then here's another cluster I made, and another flower I made from trims. And let's see, I think now I can't even remember if I already told you about this trim here. It's another satin and lace trim. And then I finished it off with the same trim that I went around the image. And then this is the pocket page, and I used a vintage hanky, and I just folded it so it would make a page. This is the trim that goes over the embroidered trim from the other side. Here's another one of those embellishment clusters that I make. I added a little rhinestone to the corner there. And there's a couple of different doilies inside the pocket. And then I just added, these are two more clusters I made. And I added those in the pocket to whoever ends up getting the doily mini will have those in the pocket. And then this is the last image, and she's so pretty. And then here's another embroidered trim, and it just went perfectly between her dress and then this trim that I used to go around the whole doily. And then I used this flower trim. I kind of did the pages the same way. I think on each image, using whatever trim I went around the image, I went around the outer laces to finish it off. And then here's another fairy from Prima, another resin. This is a whole piece that I made with doilies and the little tinier spider flowers, another cluster. Actually, all three again are clusters. So I used quite a few clusters that I've made. Now I'm going to have to make more of them. But they were just perfect for this book, and I just love how it came out. And then here's the back again, and here is the front, and it just, I just love how it sits, and the fabrics just went perfectly with all the images. So that's it. That's my doily mini. As I said, I hope I'm in frame. I have to figure out a better way when I'm so used to doing the lives now, and I have to figure out a better way of being able to do my regular videos when I want to show you something. And hopefully I'll have that figured out pretty soon. But I did want to share this with you. I hope you like it. If you like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll be back again soon with another project share. So bye for now.